What's up, guys? Welcome to Pro League 2016 with Tasteless and GTR. And as you saw in that little intro thing before, you have to be at least 12 years of age or older to join us here. Otherwise, this content may just be too sensitive for your little ears.
Yeah, the Korean police might come to your house if you're watching this on cable TV, as it is normal here in Korea. But today we've got two great games, Afreeca Freaks against Samsung Galaxy in our first game. And in our second game, we have MVP Chicken Mario against KT Rollstar. And
that's right.
Looking at these lineups, when we were doing our predictions, I actually predicted 4-0, 4-0 for both sides. I don't know about you, but it looks like a very one-sided day today. I
think we would agree on the teams that are going to win, not necessarily the results. I was a little bit more split, but you know, to start things off today, this is a big day for the Afreeca Freaks.
Yeah.
They've been holding their own. This is, I think, out of all the teams that we've seen, this is, I think, the one that most people tried to size up right away and were wrong. They seem to be able to hold their own.
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise so far in round one is that Afreeca Freaks actually holding their own. I thought they'd actually get walked over by the rest of the teams right now in Pro League, but at the moment they're sitting in the middle, and I think this game is real essential for them to make the playoffs for round one.
I'll tell you something else, GTR. I think it's also important because it's Samsung who also can sit in the middle here. So this is a really pivotal match for these two guys, because one needs to outdo the other to secure that slot floating at the bottom of the upper echelon.
Yeah, so we have at the top, obviously, SKT and KT Rollstar. Hi, guys. Welcome to Pro League.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, so the top kings of Pro League right now, obviously, as I mentioned before, KT Rollstar and SK Telecom Team 1. They're pretty much secured for the round one playoffs, as we see here at the team rankings. SKT on top, followed by KT Rollstar. And this third and fourth place, Afreeca Freaks and Samsung Galaxy, is the game that we're going to see today right now. Not really much in terms of seeding, but it is nice to get that win to get ahead of the Gen Air Green Wings and CJ Entis that are trailing behind.
You know, it's interesting that the Green Wings and CJ Entis, especially the Green Wings, I thought would be doing better.
Well, Green Wings were last season's runner-up, so I thought they'd be doing better, but a lot of their key players are struggling right now in Legacy of the Void, so that's the reason why.
As you can see here, Biel, probably their most dominant player, and Biel's had a rough run throughout here of Starcraft 2. Yeah, this is going to be a fun day today. Here's our full lineup. It's going to start out with Curious versus Solar. After that, Billowy versus Reality. Then Super versus Deer. And finally, if we get so far, Bomber versus Hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, looking on paper, you see their Samsung Galaxy have the stronger lineup compared to their compatriots over there in the Afreeca Freaks, but this is Pro League. Anything can happen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, GTR. Anything can happen. Couple interesting matches I'm really looking forward to seeing is Billowy versus Reality here. I'd say these guys are viewed as much lower tier in the grand spectrum of pro gamers, but still, I think they might be an even match for each other.
Well, the thing is, we haven't really seen much of Billowy as of late. I remember his last game's probably in the GSL Code A from memory, and Reality, he's one of those online kings, such like Bjorn, where he's been doing really well in the Alima League. And he also took out Dark last week, I believe, which was quite an upset, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how everything pans out here with these two players. But before we go any further, or these two teams, I should say. But before we go any further, let's talk about these two players. So Curious and Solar, these guys are both huge fixtures, not just in the Zerg world, but in the Starcraft 2 world.
Yeah, Curious has been around since Wings of Liberty. He's pretty much the gatekeeper of Code S, as we all know. And Solar, he's kind of hit his stride coming to Legacy of the Void. And even though their Pro League records indicate that they haven't been doing well coming into this expansion and this year, they have been pretty much some of the star players for their respective teams.
And as you can see, they've had an even history, both 3-3. I see, once again, casters here split on their predictions. I've been casting Curious for so long. I may even have some bias. By the way, I am floating here at the bottom at 53%. This is how you can tell Artosis is my co-host, man. I stay consistent with my predictions so far of being perhaps I am currently the least effective caster here as far as predictions.
You've got in his curse.
That's right. It's contagious, man. Watch out. You're next, GTR. Anyways, this is game number 1, Curious versus Solar. All right, in the bottom right, in the red, he is Curious. And in the upper left, the opposite corner, in the blue, is Solar.
First game here of Pro League for this week. We're starting on Ruins of Seras, and looking at these spawns, they're cross spawns. And you know what cross spawns means? We're probably going to have a long game.
Yeah, there's a chance of that. ZVZ occasionally can end quite quickly if somebody does something crazy and it either works or messes up early on. But yeah, generally speaking, two Zergs far apart does lend itself to a game that's going to be quite long. Now, before we talk about this game, let me zoom out for a second and just talk about this match specifically. This might be the most important match out of the entire best of 5 here, because I think most people would agree, if you watch a lot of Pro League, Samsung should be the favorite. They should take this. Curious, though, I think has the best chance of winning right away. Now, if Curious can win this, after this, it's Billowy versus Reality, right? That's another one that could be a toss-up. So overall, you look at this, I think Samsung should win. But if Curious can start the stride here, the Afreeca Freaks definitely have a chance to take this entire thing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, because when we looked at the lineups, I was actually surprised to not see Alive in the entry list, because Alive is pretty much the ace for the Afreeca Freaks so far coming into Pro League this season, and I guess you could say the second best player so far is Curious. So
now he's not even here though, right?
We're looking at the bench. I'm not too sure.
I didn't see him when we came in. I don't know if he was sick or what, but yeah, we were in the makeup room today. I didn't see him
at all.
Yeah, and then when we got him on camera, I didn't see him. So I thought now I'm concluding maybe he in fact was unable to make it for health reasons, personal reasons, whatever it may be. But we'll see. We'll see. It's also possible the Afreeca Freaks, they need to have some of their players who don't play as much get out there and play, right? Because that's how you get a well-balanced team where you can be in the place of like SKT, for instance, which always has a solid lineup. No matter who they're bringing out, there's a good chance they're going to win. Yeah,
it's all about roster building and giving those players the experience that they need to do well in Pro League. Coming back to this game, though, we do see both players have expanded. Curious with his hatchery up already, and it looks like Solar is actually going to opt for the Baneling nest along with that Speedling. So some early aggression here from Solar so far in this game.
Yeah, coming out a little bit here. Now, Baneling's nest also can just mean that you're going to play defensive. Sometimes you get it just so that you don't lose to their Banelings as well. And you can get some utility from that later on in the game here. We're going to have to wait a little bit here and see how much they tech up, especially in... Okay, hold on. Solar is going to go for it. 10 lings being made. I was about to say we have to wait and see if they stop making drones to know if we're truly going to have aggression here. And in this case from Solar, it's going to be him doing that up against Curious. And I got to say, GTR, this might... Well, you should have seen that. Yep. This may work out, though, no matter what, because there's already a third hatch on the way here for Curious.
Yeah, so we'll just see how Solar handles the situation that he's been given to so far by Curious. But we see there two sneaky Banelings coming in, and we'll see how much damage these Banelings can do, as Curious is spawning some Banelings of his own, though.
Okay, he's going to come down here. Now, he might... Okay, no, he's going to go for the hatchery. I thought he might end up trying to push up into the main.
Yeah.
Got to be careful here. He's setting his queens out and some of his own Banelings. Really good control here by Curious, by the way.
Ooh,
whoa, that was so good.
Yeah.
And this is a problem right now for Solar, because he was making drones behind this. In a sense, he was almost guaranteed to get some damage off here. But the control from Curious was so good, he actually managed to take out the two Banelings. And like I said earlier, you want to counter their Banelings with your Banelings if you're trying to play econ defensive.
Yeah, if Curious gets this third hatch up nicely running, then he'll be a lot ahead in this game. As we see there, Solar on the minimap, Solar actually hasn't taken his own third base. So it looks like at the moment Solar wants to emit some pressure with his Zerglings and Banelings. But it looks like Curious is here going for a counterattack here.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's actually going... Oh, no, he actually is. Okay, you're right. I thought he was going to run back out for sure, but apparently not. Now, what he is doing is he is keeping these Lings and Banelings away from his own base. Going to send two more in there. Now, he doesn't just want to see what the tech is, but he wants to count and see if there are more drones or Lings popping out of the eggs. Doesn't spot anything there, as he just was ill-timed.
Yeah, so he sees nothing much there with those two Lings at the main. Curious, that is, in the main of Solar. And now Curious is in a pretty much a comfy position right now. He's got that third base up. He's got pretty much control of the map so far with his Zerglings and Banelings. And now Solar's trying to play catch-up.
It's also important to point out that Solar's getting his own third while getting a Spire, so there's going to be this period of time where he can't quite do that much. to him unless he just gets really good connects with his Lings and Banes onto Curious's economy. Now, there is one other mini game going on here that Curious has to face, is that he's going to have to defend more different locations from Lings and Banelings.
Yeah, and you have to remember with this biotech play that both players are going, you're going to be banking that gas, which means that you can't really morph any more Banelings. And when you morph Banelings, obviously it costs gas. So any gas that both players use on making Banelings to help defend or maybe put some aggression on, as nice as there, will be less gas for Mulus.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Now, they're both going for Spire here. Curious with a little bit of a later Spire. Note that Curious, yeah, he's already gotten his gas at those expansions. So Curious is just going to be ahead in Mutas if he does this correctly. Right now, Curious, he took a little bit of a risky play. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out, but Solar didn't commit to it. And because Solar didn't commit to it, it does put Curious into a good position here. You can see already he's going to try to get gas as fast as humanly possible.
We tries to snipe those drones transferring over to that gas, but scared of those Banelings there from Solar, so no damage there. But Curious right now is pretty comfortable sitting here. He's got that third base nicely saturated, but oh, here comes the first few mutas from Solar. Let's see how much damage they do.
Let's see, because there's 8 mutas coming out right now from Curious. He had actually banked up, I think, about 900 gas back there. He's really reaping the benefits of this. He's going to do a run by... Oh, thought about it. Didn't do it, though.
Yeah, I think he's just really scared of those Banelings taking hits on the Zerglings of his. But it looks like Solar's actually going to be the first person to move on to the middle map with his Mutalisk, do some pressure, and we'll see what he decides to attack, as Curious has his own Mutalisk out, actually.
All right, he's going to come down now. Now, there are just enough mutas, and if I could, let me check over here. Okay, so the armor upgrade right now, we don't have that. Oh, no, we have it on screen now. A little bit ahead here for Solar. However, it might be the raw number of mutas that just overpower Solar, since the gas production has been going on longer and more effectively for Curious than it is for Solar. But let's see, because there is that window, and I think that's one of the timing windows that Solar has to really come in here and bash down the front door for Curious and turn this game upside down.
Yeah, but as you say that, we do see Solar actually taking that 4th base now at that 12 o'clock expansion. Right. So it doesn't really seem that he wants to do some sort of timing attack with these Mutalisks, with these Zerglings. Well,
actually, he still might. It's just that he has the excess minerals and he has to put that somewhere. He still might. If it's going to be for the armor attack, that's about the strongest timing muta versus muta you can have, is when the armor's actually done.
Well, you see here the armor carapace is about to finish just about now. Yeah, we don't really see Solar posturing to do some sort of timing attack, so looks like he's just happy just taking that 12 o'clock base and just sitting on these 3 bases soon to be 4.
Yeah, he's just going to sit back, it looks like. You're right. And that means that, of course, Curious can take his own base down here at the bottom. And right now, muta count, it's 21 to 23, so Curious hasn't quite caught up yet. And note the attack upgrade immediately starts here for Solar. It has not started yet for Curious. And we do see the infestation pit coming up here for Curious. And that's one of the ways you win muta versus muta, is with good fungals.
Yeah, for sure. Whoever gets the best fungal out pretty much wins the game, to be honest.
Yeah, sometimes whoever gets the first fungal
out. Because it just traps those Mutalisks and takes those Mutalisks take a lot of damage. So we see here a lot of Mulus from both players. They're just jockeying for position right now, trying to take that watchtower, because vision in this matchup is pretty pivotal. Seeing where your opponent's Mulus are going, and especially taking those middle watchtowers when they're in cross spawns, it helps a lot.
Now, this is a pretty risky play. He's going to be out on the map here, trying to do a little bit of harass just outside of muta range. Oh, Lings are coming in. An abysmal attack right now for Curious. That was a really good service area, but he goes ahead and backs up right now.
Yeah, that wasn't really good angle there.
Yeah, that was hit so hard. I was a little bit surprised we even saw Solar back up, but I guess he knew he had some Banelings, so he could try to drive him out.
Coming in, and he took Curious, that is, took a lot of damage there with those Zerglings. But at this point in the game, I don't think the Zerglings are as useful as having a larger Mutalisk count. It helps having a lot of Zerglings to do some harassment every now and then, but if your opponent has those Zerglings just for defense, then they won't really do that.
Here's what I'd say. I'd say that Lings get slightly stronger the longer the game goes on for, because there's just more areas you can hit with them. But you're right. I mean, the muta count is actually what's going to win you the game, right? Eventually, the mutas have to face the other mutas.
And we see in the production tab, well, it's gone now, but before we saw that Curious was going for the pathogen glands before his opponent Solar, and actually curious to see here Solar actually going for the +1 melee attack. So it looks like he wants to work off using these Zerglings as part of his main ground army.
Yeah, well, that can happen sometimes. If you get him out of position with that +1 melee attack, you can come over there, and we see they're actually, they're both doing this. You can come over there and maybe take out a hatch or something else like that. By the way, despite, we were saying Solar might be in a deficit, he got that base up a little bit later, he's done a really good job balancing his economy. He's actually ahead in the overall Mutalisk count.
Yeah, he's caught up because he took that 4th base earlier than his opponent, Curious, and he got those gases out quickly. Remember, he also took the hatchery, which means more lava for him, which means he can spend that lava on extra Mutalisk or whatever unit he decides to get.
And you know what? We have the Infestors out, and he's getting Bro. He may try to get in a position here where he can snag all of Solar's Mutas. It's still anybody's game at this point in time, guys.
Yeah, Solar's actually taking a 5th base now. Don't think Curious is aware of that. So, as we said at the start of the game, these cross spawns usually lead to very long, drawn-out games. Yeah.
By the way, the Spire upgrades are almost synced up. We see that Solar's is going to finish.
Oh, nice.
Good save. Good save.
That could have been a lot worse for Curious if he lost his passes. But nice save there. Only just takes out a few Zerglings. As the Mobaro nearly done for Curious, so you might see him try to do some sneak attacks. Kind
of a miss there by Solar. Not quite watching, but this does end up running into the rest of these Lings down here. He may have even wanted to lose a few Lings there because his supplies almost maxed out. But this means the timing attack is going to effectively connect with this hatchery over here. I don't think the Mutas can get here in time. And this is why those 1-1 Lings are so important at this phase of the game. Now, because he's attacking that and because he's heading over here, he can pretty much trace the movements of the Mutalisk army. He's also going to see that there are now Infestors out here for Solar. And this is one of the parts that gets really, really difficult in ZVZ. Hold up, hold up, hold up.
Oh, I think he might have seen the...
I actually tricked myself. I thought those were Solar's Infestors. I was like, oh my god, there's Infestors in the middle of the map.
Oh, wait,
never mind. Me. Never mind. Sorry, no, but I saw the shadows first and got excited. Okay, so this is the kind of crazy Mutaverse Muta meta game that is ZVZ. Is that you got them, both of you trying to get off this super like wombo combo.
Oh, we see the Vipers. There's a caustic bomb.
Nicely done, damaging those Mutas. Now they can back up. They're not going to heal that quickly.
As yeah, Solar couldn't take that 5th base. That's gone. Actually, what am I saying? Solar actually getting Ultralisk out, so we'll see how much damage they do at the moment, because it's really weird to see Ultralisk out, especially when both players have got so many Mutalisks. Obviously, Ultralisk don't attack air, so. And now Curious is actually posturing to take his 5th base. A lot of Zerglings out here for Solar.
He comes up now, does a good job. I don't know. Curious might be able to come up here with enough Lings. There's one Baneling, but that might not be enough to actually protect this all. And this is one of the dangers when you're actually being the aggressor. Muta's now coming back over here. Keep in mind, both floating just under being maxed out right now.
Yeah, you can see here that Curious isn't fully maxed out right now, but he has a nice bank because he knows that the game's not going to go on for quite some time. So, oh, okay, let's see what he's actually building in the production tab. But I thought he might have just saved that lava to see what Solar is doing right now and fully grasp what's the situation.
You know, it's interesting. You ideally, when you do the fungals, you want to catch Mutas in mid-movement because they actually stack up more. As you can see here, watch when they stop attacking, they immediately arc out if they're just not on the move command, which can make the fungals a little bit less effective. Oh my god, he got the fungal! He got a fungal!
Nice fungal, and he's actually going to pick off all these Mutalisks. Nice caustic bomb there from those Vipers, going to eliminate those Mutalisks, but it means, what is Curious going to remax on? He's going to remax on 5 Ultralisk.
Yeah, interesting play here. That was a big blow there by Curious. I was really hoping he would have done maybe a slightly better job back there, because losing the Mutas like that, when you're over that area, that's very easily how you lose the game. It's pretty tough to be the aggressor in Mutaverse Muta when Infestors are out and Vipers are out. It's much easier to try to telegraph the movement. And, comes up
nice
here.
Baneling hit there. Solar can't do any damage to that hatchery. And
no gas is taken there at the bottom left either, by the way.
Yeah, I love these Vipers here from Solar using that caustic bomb Viper.
Oh boy.
And if he gets that caustic bomb out on those Mutalisks,
this is almost certain death. This is really bad.
Oh, and he's using that Ultralisk to bait out the Mutalisks and might catch Curious off guard here.
Well, let's see. The Mutas are going to come down now, but there are Infestors burrowed underground, I believe. There we go!
There we go. Oh! Okay, that could have been worse. That could have been worse.
Could have been much worse.
And he actually doesn't kill off those Mutalisks, so those Mutalisks can just run away. But nice counterattack here from Curious with those Zerglings. It's going to do some damage to these Zerglings, to the Spine Crawler rather. Not getting any
actually,
yet.
Curious might be doing a little bit more damage here. now that this entire army is going to have to go back, a lot of workers were hit there, and he interrupted a lot of the mining. And it's not even like it's done just yet.
But the thing is, at this point in the game, look at the banks that both players. Solar's at 3K, 3K. Curious is at 2K, 2K. So a bit of mining delay isn't really much of an issue as it would be, say, 10 minutes before. Yeah,
I think you're completely correct, GTR. It's like, I guess it's something, so we have to factor it in. But, yeah, I mean, with this much money, like, if Tasteless loses his entire army, he just holds his elbow onto the M key and just maxes out on mutas again. No problem, because I have so much banked up. So he sees the now we got the Ultras coming up now. And this might be Curious's moment to try to lean forward.
Yeah, we see Curious actually getting some Vipers of his own, seeing what Solar did with his own Vipers.
And it's kind of funny, because he actually didn't seem to have Vipers in his tech for a while now.
Yeah, using the gas to invest in Ultralisk more than getting those tech units like the Infestors and the Vipers. And now we're in that sticky situation where you've got a large army. As we see here, there's an attack here at the 9 o'clock, but Curious actually has to move that. But I don't think this is a good angle for him to attack.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. And now we have Curious getting a taste of his own medicine here. But at the same time, Solar sends a massive group of Lings up here, but so many Banelings.
Yeah, a lot of Banelings here from Solar, but he's just trying to figure out where the best option is to attack that group of Zerglings. And these Zerglings of Curious are just running havoc around the bases of Solar right now.
All right, he's coming up now with the rest of these mutas to try to clean up the the Lings of Solar, rather. Does get some drone kills there. In fact, worker count's 47 to 43 with Solar in the slightest of a deficit.
Yeah, but at this point of the game, I don't think the worker counts really matter too much. I wouldn't be surprised if we see both players opting to go for, you know, when they build the spine crawlers and then cancel it to overmax. We might see that sometime soon. Is these Banelings actually get a few hits on those Ultralisks, but Ultralisks are very tanky units, so they won't be dying anytime soon.
No, it's not yet. Certainly not too impactful. It seems like the attention might pivot back over here to the center right, with Solar having a slight tempo advantage as far as being able to move around on the map. And he's going to... Oh, excuse me. I thought those might be Lings down in the center, but
we see Hydralisks to transition here from Curious. A really interesting move there.
Well, I think this might be good, especially for defensive purposes, because he can at least take on a Muta versus Muta with the Hydras on the low ground here. And especially since we do see the worker count getting a little bit lower here, might be able to actually hold off with a little bit more technical army composition.
See here, Curious's Mutas just floating around, trying to take position there on the right side of the map. Just trying to secure that 3 o'clock base right now, and Curious is just relentless with these Zergling run-bys.
Yeah, Curious doing a good job here. Takes out a few drones, just 3, but at this phase of the game, I mean, anything you can get, you might as well go for it.
Oh, these Zerglings caught napping there from the Observer. Solar, he could have done a lot more damage.
These Lings making a beeline over to this hatch. I don't think there's anything here to defend. The Mutas are out of position.
Yeah,
they're going to come down now, but I mean,
no way this hatchery survives with that.
No way. The Mutas come, but oh so late, and this means we're going to have a counter push up here. But the Mutas right now, I don't know if Curious is pretty. He does it. He gets the fungal. Gross off. Beautiful job there.
Gets the bombs on the Mutalisks as well. It's Solar's Mutalisks are taking so much damage. These Hydralisks also doing a lot of damage, and these Ultralisks of Curious doing a lot of damage to the Ultralisks of Solar. And
oh man, that actually might be the game. That actually could do it.
Well, we're just going to see what Solar remaxes on. He's got that bank steal, so
he's making 14 Mutas, but is this going to be enough time? That's the big question. By the way, these Mutas all bruised. It looks like the Mutas right now of Curious are going to come over here. This expansion under heavy fire. Keep in mind, a lot of the bases right now for Solar have been mined out.
Yeah, well, we see that expansion there of Curious is actually getting killed by those Zerglings. I know Solar's going to lose this hatchery here at the 9 o'clock, but if he gets enough time to remax, then he's going to be back in this game, no doubt.
Well, that was a good play there. That was pretty huge. Oh, nice catch here. Just getting these 3 Mutas for free, basically. Oh!
Let's see if he splits it. Yes, nice splits there from Curious.
Yeah, but they're bruised enough. It's not even worth getting close to the Queens there.
Yeah, and nice snipe here from Solar with these flock of Mutalisks, taking out some Mutalisks, some Ultralisks of his own.
Oh, this is crazy. What? Oh my God!
Wow,
he's just going for it, man. He's going to go for all these fibers. I haven't quite seen a play like this in a ZVZ. That's pretty gutsy. Insane. That was gutsy, and that might have actually worked, because now he can get back out while these Lings shred up this base over here. Can they get this hatchery in time? Very important because of those 2 crucial gases there.
Yeah, and these Mutalisks of Solar were just way too late to the party and wasn't able to defend that 12 o'clock base. And this is a really close game right now. I mean, Curious is taking that 3 o'clock position. like both these players aren't really mining right now. They're only just working. See, Soul is actually long distance mining there.
Yeah, he completely is. And in fact, if these mutants can come up here and just bang the hatch, how's that for play-by-play? I mean, shoot down the hatch. But honestly, mutants coming here just in time.
I think Curious was trying to snipe that hatchery there.
He's gonna try to juke and jive around.
No, that wasn't a real.
Oh wow,
bubble.
didn't quite make the connection he wanted there.
But he loses all his Mulus here, and we look at the unit count so far for both players.
I'm gonna check the production tab for a second here.
He's remaxing on Hydralisk and the Infestors, so.
Yeah, he's got Ultras here too on the ground, but it's 32 Mutas against 28 Hydras. Now bear in mind, you know, the Fungal is going to be pretty big here.
Yeah, Fungal's going to be big, and also if Solar manages to split those Mulus up, because one Fungal could ruin Solar's day here today.
Okay, so Curious just like has to make this work right now.
Yeah.
This is just it.
Yeah. As we see more Infestors coming out, but it looks like actually both players are really broke right now, so this is a really
we have
spot.
Players barely mining. Now Solar's a little bit more strapped, okay? If he loses base, oh my god, we have Lynx coming up here to the side. Oh, good snipe there on the Infestor.
And we'll see if
Fungals!
It doesn't split his Mulus in the
he just gets Fungals
but
for
nice
days.
Clouds here from Solar. He's actually getting a lot of damage.
He has the option for one more Fungal though. Can he do it? Can he do it?
Oh, this is a really dicey
Another great
battle
Fungal.
here. Oh man, these Fungals, but also the Binding Clouds there from Solar might have won him the battle there because those Hydralisks could not shoot up.
There might be enough. Yeah, I think there's enough. Now, let me see. Wait, hold on. For production, again, there's more Lings being made. It looks like there was actually a tiny Ling attack over there. Now, hold on. He still has some defense here.
I think these are enough Infestors to hold off any Mulus attacks because they're so bruised right now.
Now, okay, big important Baneling hits there. Oh man, he needs to keep these Infestors alive. Every Infestor is so precious right now.
Oh.
He needs to actually gun down those Banelings too. Now there's some Lings here to defend. There's also Lings going from Curious over to that base to attack, but I don't think we're going to actually catch that.
Let's see how Solar attacks this base here. Curious splits his Mulus up quite nicely. Nice Binding Cloud there on the Spore Crawlers as well as the Hydralisks.
I think he did it.
Yeah,
I think he did it, yeah. I think this is just barely enough. Even though these Mutas are so bruised, I don't believe that he can actually hold this.
I mean,
and losing this base, well, I think that should lose him the game, right?
Well, look at the bank of Curious. He has nothing. Yeah, he can't even build another hatchery. And
he's still mining from 2 bases, though, and Solar's actually not.
But I'm pretty sure those bases are nearly mined out. Yeah,
so they're nearly mined out. But
like, he'll have enough to get a hatchery, but we'll see how this goes. I mean,
now he's actually going to send these over here to try to counterattack. Now he may need to sack the hatchery here. We also have a few Lings coming in over here doing damage elsewhere. Gets that one Queen. Oh, man.
I think these are enough Zerglings just to defend that base. I think so. Curious sees this and he's like, there's no way.
That's it. Yeah, there it is. GG. Man, what a game. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I thought those Vipers would just be used for the parasitic bombs, but like those Binding Clouds in that battle near Solar's 9 o'clock base, that was so clutch.
That was a great ZVZ. Yeah. That was like hard to, I mean, throughout the entire game, it was pretty tough to know who was going to actually stay ahead. So many good plays. It really shows you what a tightrope walk ZVZ is late game, trying to balance, you know, these so expensive clumps of units. Balancing that against just a handful of spells that can do so much damage. It's crazy. Yeah,
I loved what Solar did there with the Vipers, as I keep harping on about, using the Binding Clouds when Curious transitioned to those Hydralisks when he sacrificed his initial Mutas, and those Binding Clouds pretty much won Solar the game.
Man, crazy stuff here.
And it's just a testament to how good ZVZ is in Legacy of the Void, and
yeah, well said.
Especially the maps that we see, Ruins of Seras. If enough time is given for the players, we can see those crazy long-drawn ZVZs being played out.
We're going to go to our next game, game number 2, Billowy versus Reality. Again, this should also be a very close match.